When I did ayahuasca, and for those who ever do that, if you go do it and there's not someone singing, like it's not the proper way, like there has to be someone. Mine, they were Peruvian shamans, and they would go to each individual person and speak straight to your crown chakra, and they would sing these. They would channel whatever your body as energy brought to them, and they would sing. And when they hit a certain note, dude, your body uncontrollably would just start purging. It would just start puking, and I could tell, you know, when Megan and I did it, we were separated, but I could tell when the shaman was singing to her. Like you could, even though you can't see anybody because it's a pitch black room, I could tell whenever it was her song, and you would hear when they hit a frequency, like it would resonate with different people in the room because people would puke at different times.
So it's like a symphony of puking, basically.
Yeah, each person gets their own song
to puke to.
But a frequency would make 3 different people puke at the same time. Like they would hit a certain note, and then all of a sudden everybody would just purge.
And would those people that puked to the same sound wave, would they like kind of congregate as that level of puker?
Well, you're in your own zone. So no, I don't think after you puked, I don't think anyone in mid trip just got up and was like, okay, went and shook hands like, hey, we both puked at the same. Now go back to your trip. I'm gonna go back, but that was cool that we puked at the same.
When did you do? Because I want
Megan knew everyone. The one commonality in that room after everyone would calm down and come down, and you all met at a star deck later. Not everybody, because we're all strangers, but everybody was like, "Oh, I knew when you were puking." I guess I was the loudest puker.
Yeah.
And also the shaman, the shaman gave me the most dose of anybody. So I was it was 22 people. They of course waited for me last, which was just such a like God-given like test of like your patience and anxiety is so fucked. I'm gonna now make you wait this hour process to get to you just to get your dosage.
You got iced.
I got iced.
You.
And when I went up there and I sat, there was a translator for the shamans, and the shaman was told the lady there's something I forgot what the exact way she said it. It was really haunting, but a giant black shadow, right? Like a dark.
I've heard this before.
And she was like, he needs
the most.
He needs the most.
Whoa. So okay, so you did this in Peru.
I did that in Costa Rica in the jungles.
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
What do you attribute in terms of change in personality and being an identity from that ceremony? How many times have you done it?
4 times.
In a hunt for separation from ego, from self?
No, that was a specific. I went specifically for something that I have not reached a point like where I'm comfortable talking about.
Cool.
And like, did I achieve that? No, I maybe. I mean, I know I started like finally. Like there was one person ever that I like talked to about what I went in search of. I've had to learn to like rewire myself from my childhood, like of things that I wasn't ever okay admitting to myself, right? So like maybe it helped me actually be able to get to the point where I like didn't black any of that out.
Got it.
But I know when I went there, I mean, dude, the first night I was in like a mud hell where like fingers were like popping out, and like I puked my dad's body parts up. And
I've heard it's an insane experience. I've been talking to a lot of people about it lately. We were talking about it yesterday. A number of really big celebs, athletes, creators, whatever.
Jake swears by it.
Yeah.
Oh, does he?
Swears by it, dude. He's like, everyone needs to do this. And I believe another creator we know said it was like one of the most important
I don't know if he talks about it publicly, but he told me recently, he was like, I cannot believe it exists, and it changed my entire outlook, and it led him to a massive overcoming a massive like life pain and trauma. And I think that's really what it's best for, is just kind of overcoming all that trauma that's kind of just sits inside of you.
There's an interesting thing about it because I think like in mainstream media we hear that part, right, which is that it's like this like really cleansing or like helps me with like ego death or whatever, you know, like what you said. But there's also the aspect which I learned, which is like you can unlock. This is clearly how so many people, especially, you know, down there in South America, like that root for sure showed them what plants did what, right? Like that, like, and this full circles back to the pyramids thing, because if you think about primal people, like those ages where it's like, how did anybody know in this forest of millions of different species of plants and animals, like how did anybody just figure out what does what? Because the trial and error of taking different leaves and being like, I'm gonna put this on
it could be
this,
fatal.
and it's insane. And also same with when you think of like Chinese face mapping, which is extremely accurate, right? You can't convince me that some dude just like trial and errored personality traits from millions of people's faces for like, it would take so many different lifetimes and generations of people. Someone like information is unlocked through these practices, right? Like ayahuasca for sure showed the people of South America, this plant is good, this plant is bad. Use it. Because I felt that on the second night where I was like, you saw the web of I saw like the math of the world.
Hey guys, if you like that clip, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see more zany clips, click the video right here.